Hello, Narnach here. Welcome back to Grim Dawn. Last episode we made it all the way to Homestead, but of course we first have to report back to the people who are left here in Deadman's Gulch to let them know that they can move on with their lives and get to the safety of Homestead. So let's start with the side quests and then move on to the main quests. So, sorry buddy, your sister is dead. And yeah, there's no real good way to break that news. Ulgrim is probably going to be a bit more cheerful.
So how doomed are we?
Not really. Here, have a rift
Good work.
And see, that guy disappears as well, so useful to talk with the guy first. Well, actually, we don't have to go back to the portal, we can make our own, of course. Next up, as I mentioned last episode, we're going to go for Tyrant's Hold. So we're going to start at Prospector's Trail and then veer to the south. Last time we went north, now we'll go south. Oh, there's balance that way. So contrary to previous patches to Grim Dawn, there have been no hotfixes yet for version 1.0.8. So presumably there are no major issues with this patch. Well, in the short time I have played it, I haven't encountered anything weird, so that underpins the theory that the patch is relatively stable. I actually started a new character and ran through the Crucible with it, and they did a nice amount of work to actually make the Crucible playable with a new character. So there is now a corpse on the floor. When you start a new character, you can click on the corpse and the corpse will give you some money and some potions and some things like that. It's like the previous combatant or something along those lines. So that at least you'll have a couple of potions to drink. That really helps there. And after you defeat the first 10 waves, you get enough experience to instantly ding to, I think it was level 6. And if you then cash out, then you get another 2 levels, so that gets you to level 8. And then of course the loot from the treasure chests helps you to equip yourself. And getting 8 levels on your character from doing those 10 waves, it does help you get access to some skills and things like that. Because before, I think you maybe got level 2 or level 3 from doing the first 10. So now getting to level 8 helps quite a bit. And I think my second run I pushed all the way through to 20. Then of course upon hitting wave 10 got enough XP for hitting level 10 or 11. So if you have access to the Crucible DLC and you've only played it when it was really new and you kind of gave up on it, I'd encourage you to check it out now, see if you like it better than you did at launch. If you've always been a fan of the Crucible and you already liked it back in the day, well then I don't need to tell you that it's better now. So, while I've been talking about the Crucible, we have made our way into the Pine Barrens. Slowly working our way to the Black Legion camp here. Gonna get some reputation with this faction, which is gonna be useful because we have been bleeding some reputation by working with the outcasts before. So there's an upside for that. Also, we have nearly reached level 58. This one is level 63, that's 6 levels above it. Okay. Slightly challenging, but nothing we cannot handle, of course. Okay. You're kind of hiding behind the rocks. Are you shy? Let me lure you out so we can get you in your full glory on camera. It's kind of annoying to fight a boss that you can't see, right? And there we are, level 58. So we have this nice belt waiting for us at level 58. But I suspect this is going to upset our resistance balance a little bit. One thing of course is the anti-venom solve, we no longer have it. But we gain a whole bunch of pierce and bleeding resistance from this. 55 over maximum and 16 over maximum. That means we can probably grab a silk swatch out of our shoulder armor or our leg armor and dedicate it to something else. So how did this impact our damage? We're now 2347, up from 2200. So we gained 150 DPS, which is about 7% or so. And we only... oh, we did lose the Overguard proc. So for now we're gonna fight with this. We know we're a little bit vulnerable to poison and acid, but for now that's just something we'll accept. And then how do we proceed from here? We have a bunch of skills that I want to assign. We still have to finish our mastery. We're only getting 2 points per level. I think for now we're gonna spend 1 point just advancing the mastery until we're 50. So the next 20 levels, 1 point just gets assigned to the mastery. That way, by the time we hit level 77 or so, we're maxed out. And at 1 point I think we're going to use to spend on some of the offensive skills that we have just to boost our damage a bit further. I think Deadly Momentum is going to be a nice one to put a couple points in. Because it every third hit of Cadence, then we get a small self buff with the Deadly Momentum, which lasts 4 seconds and it affects all of our attacks. And it's going to boost our physical damage, internal damage, as well as all the damage types that we deal. So we'll just boost that by 2 more points, get it to 3. Got a small list over to the side of where to spend our points. Also, as always, in the description below is a link to the build, where I think it's gonna end up in the end. And here we are grabbing our questies. Let's see. Need any help? Yes, we'll get you some Manticore Venom. I'm looking to do my part and I will hunt down Mugora. And of course the road forward is blocked, so we have to work our way around it. Episode's not complete if we don't see any Grobles. Now we have seen Grobles, so we can move on in peace. Not die in peace. I'm not ready to die with this character just yet. We have ultimate to discover. I mean, this character is now officially the character I have advanced the furthest with in the game. Though it's not the highest character level I've ever achieved. That still goes to my Arcanist, which after the series ended by completing veteran mode, I took first spin in the Crucible and I think I ended up defeating the Warden, but not really pushing much further into the game. But that one ended at level 63. But of course we did all the challenge dungeons with that one and doing the Crucible till level 103, I think. Oh, that does net you some XP. I suspect these days you're gonna get more XP from it. But no, it's never about how high the level is that you achieve. It's about how much fun you have achieving it. And in that regard, this is a lot of fun. Especially now that we are pushing our damage a bit. Ooh, was at 3100 with Deadly Momentum up, I saw it. Of course we have Temper, the aura from the Demolitionist side, which is also going to boost all our damage types. So there is enough synergy between the two classes that we have picked to basically become more aggressive the further we get. And we also have a couple more skills basically in reserve that we can spend points on to boost our defensiveness if needed. So the road to 85 might be long, but we have a lot of tricks left up our sleeve. Do we even have sleeves? Gonna count those big gauntlets as sleeves. see. Usually just a nice walk around here. Okay, this is just global territory. Might as well just pull those along. Because it's about the manticores, of course. And interestingly, these are just manticore white mains, not the waste stalkers that are mentioned specifically in the quest log. Yeah, these are the waste stalkers. So they are the special manticores. Also, let's not get bogged down by robots. And we're just gonna trail the outsides, looking for Mogora. On the way there we're gonna encounter plenty of waste stalkers. And if we don't find all the things we need to find, then we can just trace back around and there is gonna be more to kill. But most of the time you get more than enough things to kill on the way to the boss. Ooh, they're actually doing a little bit of damage. But they don't stay alive long enough to press their advantage. And now it's just the Drangul Enforcer that's left. Being big and strong, totally not intimidating. The nice thing about Blitz is that it ignores monsters that are in the way. And there is the poison gland. Nice. And I think we need to be up there for Mogora. So let's just walk around here. There. Yes, Mogora, the Prime Matriarch, level 64. In very dark purple, which really does not contrast with the top. Actually doing some damage here. Got 6 levels above us. That definitely qualifies as challenging. Okay, you're a geomonster, but I'm not quite sure if you're healing or not. So you get to die first. Fair deal, I would say. So Overguard has a longer cooldown now. So if we're using it as a panic button, means we have to wait a little longer before we can reuse it again. Also, we have both of our objectives completed, so let's head back to the camp, get our rewards for these quests, and then move on with the next phase. Here's the Venom, and we got some reputation, and we even got a longsword. So I'll hunt down old Briarthorn for you. And Mogora is dead. And yay, we're respected again with the Black Legion. After falling out of grace. And Gloomweaver. Well, I think we should be able to clear a dose or two this episode. Yeah, we'll keep our Overguard thing over here. Keep this here. And it's a very nice sword that they gave me, but it's a massive loss in DPS. So let's not go for it. Instead, we'll just push forward. Just push to the middle somewhere, shout at everything, make it angry, make it lose a lot of life. Put our thorns up. I even forgot how this is called. The blade barrier, yes. But it looks like thorns. Feels like thorns as well, I suppose. But it definitely feels like we're clearing things faster now than we were doing, let's say, in veteran mode. Same, no, the same area. It feels like the build, now that we have got all the ingredients together, now that we got some decent gear, that the aggressive focus, as well as just the sheer amount of retaliation damage, that it all really adds up to a build that can hurt quite a bit. There's a marked rock. I want it. Let's continue. We needed to go down here, not up there. You are persistent. And he gave up. Nature of the game is always to get yourself surrounded and then butcher all the things that are trying to butcher you. And I think the trick here was to look somewhere in the bottom side for one of the dungeons, and then we more or less fell into the other one. And the caves we're looking for are not properly marked on the map. That was the other tricky bit here. Because of course they are not the caves of humans, they are the caves of monsters, animals, however you want to call them. So we have to discover them for our own.
That skill's not ready.
So they strike us, Counter-Strike of course retaliates, and they get infected with a massive amount of bleeding, damage over time from internal trauma. So they get a nice glow afterwards. And we have reached the Forgotten Depths, which is of course spider territory. On normal there is a devotion shrine here, on elite there is not. But it's still fun to go here. Not to mention that we need to go here for the queen.
That skill's not ready.
Ungoliax, that was it. Trying to scan through the quest log here, but there's just so many things that are not relevant right now. See, we're not doing that, we're not doing that. Not talking to Overguard right now. So now it's clear what we're doing. So losing some of our poison resistance due to the new belt might not be the most ideal here.
That skill's not ready.
Hello there, Vilaxna regenerator. I'll try not to knock you on your back again. Still get into the habit of just blitzing things every once in a while, which is really not conducive if you want to make enemies kill themselves by retaliation damage. So our new belt increases fighting spirit, so when it triggers it does improves our damage by quite a bit, and also higher levels increase the chance of it triggering. So there's a win-win situation there. And that is Ungoliax the Gloom Weaver. Purple boss, level 65, that's 7 levels above us. Definitely has the potential to hurt a lot. On the other hand, we actually managed to trigger Blast Shield. That's been a while. We need to drop to below 6,000 life for that, so I prefer if it doesn't trigger, but when it triggers it's useful. Okay, it's Overguard as well. both poison and bleeding trigger on this boss fight. Still have our healing potion as a fallback here. And Overguard is available again. Just trigger it, it's boosting our regen. That helps. And Uncoliax is down. And then just the moment we get out of the fight, our regen kicks in from Constitution and we're maxed out again. But definitely, no, it takes a monster 7 levels above us to actually make our health bar move. I'd say that's a success. Also, there's stuff there. Yeah, we need to kill them. There's actually loot in here. It's like a loot piñata. Okay, blood mages, they deal vitality and blood damage. We are not really great at resisting vitality just yet, but no, freeing up some of our resistances means we can shuffle some components around and maybe focus a little bit more on actually increasing our vitality resistance. On the other hand, our Ether and Chaos can also still do with a boost, so we'll just have to see what components are relevant and available.
That skill's not ready.
Also, we got dumped outside here. Wait, did I do them in the wrong order again? What was the one of a side area? Dang it. Of course, we got Smeagol somewhere, right? This precious. No, wait, I'm confusing things. I'm always confusing those things, aren't I? But that one is with the other queen, not the spider queen, but the Dermapteran queen. It's in the side area there. So, move on. And look for the other boss. Old Bloodbriar. Just back to where we came from. It's not here. In there, out there. Then, of course, that only leaves one more spot on the map, and that is on the right-hand side. And this is Bloodbriar's lair. Lots of briar thorns. With their retaliation damage kind of related to this build. Maybe. Sorta, kinda. Spiritually linked. Spirit animal, yes. The briar thorn is our spirit animal. But we're not picking shamans. I'm not quite sure if we have a right to have a spirit animal or not. But more of a shaman thing, isn't it? Well, they can summon briar thorns, so. We can't have a spirit animal unless we would be a warden. We're a commando, so commandos don't have spirit animals. Let's manage to apply some flawed logic to that in order to resolve it. Nice, scrap pile, but no scrap. It's really useful if you're not getting any scrap from it. And then we're getting to the fight. Yes, old Bloodbriar is 65. I'll just focus on him because that's the one that's actually gonna hurt. The other ones are just gonna fall by the wayside. So from the looks of it, that's doing bleeding damage. We're pretty darn good at resisting bleeding thanks to our new belt. We only take 14% damage from bleeding, rather than the 20% we were taking before. So our damage has been reduced by an effective extra 30%. That's quite a bit. And yeah, the spider was definitely more challenging than this one. Took longer to kill and dealt more damage to us. But of course, that's poison versus massively resisted bleeding and physical damage that we can just bounce back. And indeed, there is the exit. Things were linked here, I remember that. And then we can come up here. Now we can report back to camp, and I actually have the end of the episode here. So next episode we're gonna go into the actual fortress and to hunt for the next boss. Bloodfeast, yes. The Overguard. For now, we have got a very nice stopping point in here. So, as always, I'm gonna thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you again next time. Bye bye.